Hey guys, it's Scar with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can win solo FNCS. I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks to help you win this weekend. Okay, so guys, first I just want to talk about your confidence. In-game confidence is key. You want to go into every fight believing you can win. But you must still play smart. You can believe you can win, and you can win them. But you don't want to just W key everyone, take bad storm fights. Only take fights that you know are good. Like, you don't want to just W key every single player you see. Third parties are good, but don't just play stupidly. Don't do stupid decisions. So guys, let's start in the early game. So, first, at the start of the match, you need to land. But first, you need to decide where you're going to land. So guys, you need to find a landing spot. I did put 5 landing spots in my last video. Go check that out. Link will be in the description. And just experiment with different spots. Find something where you're comfortable, where you feel comfortable. Don't just find a spot that you see a pro using and decide, oh, that must work so well. That must be the best spot in the game. Because most pros do land very heavily contested. So if you want to get out of the early game, but you're not good at early game fights, don't land somewhere where it's really contested. Because most of the time, you won't make it out. And if you're good at endgame, you won't be able to show that. But you need to make it out of the early game. So guys, just make sure you get a good landing spot and you learn it. You learn it, you learn it, you learn it. When you decide, you just gotta stay there. If you want to land there, you need to practice, practice, practice. Practice is key. So now, I want to talk about early game fights. So, early game fights, if you off spawn, if you get god loot, and you get a purple pump, a ledge scar, an RPG, definitely push. But you also want shield. You do always need shield. Never push if you don't have shield. Okay, next guys, you need to have mats. If you get god loot, it's great, but if you've only opened 2 chests and haven't farmed any mats, you would only have 6 builds. 6 builds would not be great. Like, you can win the fight, but you want to be farming as you're pushing and as you're looting at the start of the game. When you land, just find something you can break to get some mats, because if you get W keyed off spawn, that one build might save your life. You can disengage in the early game. You don't need to think that you just have to fight every single player and every single fight. You can definitely disengage, and so many players get into a fight and it's a long range fight. They're weak, but they just don't disengage. There's a boat right next to them or right under them, but they just don't disengage. You need to learn everything about your drop spot. Where are toilets? Where are boats? And if you do land at shark, how can you get the grappler? And don't be afraid to use launch pads. If you need to use a launch pad, use one, because you don't want to die with a launch pad. Because when rift to goes were in the game, my biggest mistake was always saving rift to goes when I was in fights, because I wanted to use them in the end game, and then I would die with a rift to go in my inventory. I could have escaped and boxed up, medded up, and maybe even won the fight. Guys, you do want to try get kills in the early game, but make sure you keep an eye on the zone. It's so key to keep an eye on the zone. So many people just fight for ages, for 3 or 4 minutes, and then they will kill the player. But when they get into ring, they won't have good mats, they won't have good loot, and then they'll die. They'll just get pushed straight away because you'll be in shambles, and then you'll die. So guys, make sure you keep an eye on the zone. Okay, next I want to talk about the mid game. So in the mid game, most of the time you do not want to fight. Fighting in the mid game is bad. There are so many third parties, it's so easy to get third partied in the mid game. So just try not to fight. But if you do get W keyed, then you can wait for a third party. Just sit in a box and wait. But if the W keyer keeps pressuring you, keeps pressuring your box, then you just need to play confident. You can't just waste all your mats holding your wall and hoping a third party comes. You want to be the guy pressuring at them. And even if you do laser them, you don't need to fight them. It would be good, but if you're in the center ring and you're fighting a guy, that's not good. That's not good. You will get third partied and most likely die. So just if you're weak, sit in a box, and if they keep W keying, you need to go for good edits and good right hand peaks. And if you get your opponent weak, try and finish the fight quickly if you know that you can't leave. Because you can try to leave, but you just need to make sure you don't die. That is your priority. Not getting this one kill. Your priority is winning the game and not dying. Yes, later when you have lots of games left and not too much time, then you can W key everyone. But still, play it smart. You don't want to just W key when you're on one health and then you see minis on the floor, just you don't drink them. That would just be dumb. You need to always be playing smart. Okay, next I'm going to talk about Endgame. So, if you do need Endgame practice before solo FNCS, play customs and zone wars. They are so good, and stacked customs are great as well because it helps you get kills in the endgame while still getting placement. So make sure you play those. In the endgame, you need to rotate first and then look back. If you've got lots of mats, you can stay ahead of the ring. If you do run out of mats, you might need to play for floppers. But most of the time, if you do have lots of mats, you need to rotate ahead and get kills from behind. And that will get you lots of kills, lots of AR kills. You won't be able to get the materials, but you will get the siphon, which is key. And it will get you points. You get 4 points for each kill in the solo FNCS, which is great. You want to try get those great endgame kills. Next, I want to talk about playing for the win. This format is very placement heavy, so you need to play for the win. You can't just W key because you need to play for placement. There's so many placement, and yes, kills may be 4 points, but getting a win is huge. It's absolutely huge getting a win. Like, it's just crazy. So play for the win. Just play for the win. Okay, guys. Let's just go over some of the stuff I've said today. So, be confident in your fights and still play them smart, but believe you can win the fight. So just make sure you've got a good landing spot. I do have a video on that. Link will be in the description. And learn it. And if you want to push someone, then you should push them only if you have good loot and shield. Do not fight in the mid game. Please do not fight. There are so many third parties. It's actually crazy. If you do get someone one shot, you can maybe fight them if you know you can finish the fight quick. But if they look like one of the players that will just keep tunneling and keep boxing up, it's not a good idea, because it's just bad getting third partied, because you get third partied once and then so many more players come. Okay, and then for endgame, just play customs, play zone wars for practice, and rotate first and then look back for kills, and most importantly, play for the win. Okay, so guys, that is the end of the video today. I hope you do well in the solo FNCS, and after solo FNCS, tell me in the comments of this video how you did. I would love to know how some of you guys are doing. So guys, I will see you in the next video, but if you did enjoy this one, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So thanks for watching the video, guys, and I hope you did enjoy it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.